Radhanatha Swami Niti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Jai Pataka Swami Niti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaura Katha Dhamadaya Nagara Grama Tarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. We welcome all of our YouTube live listeners, our listeners over Facebook Live, and our listeners over Zoom. Welcome to all of you to this day 8 of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's South India Yatra. So can we have the slideshow, please? Yesterday we visited Dwarka, then Krishna Vena River, Mahishmatipura, which is Maheshwar nowadays, and Dhanush Tirtha. Can we have the slideshow, please? And so today we will visit from Dhanush Tirtha. We go to Dandakaranya. Then from Dandakaranya, we go to Pancavati. Then Pancavati to Pampa Sarovara to Rsyamuka mountains. Now, if you see these places, actually Dandakaranya, Pancavati, Pampa Sarovar, or the Rsyamuka mountain, these are actually in different places. Some are in Madhya Pradesh, some are in Maharashtra still. Panchavati is in Maharashtra. Dandakaranya is in the Madhya Pradesh. Pampa Sarovar is towards the Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh border. And Rsyamuka mountains go all the way from Madhya Pradesh to Karnataka, to Hampi. So Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, actually, he mentions in Chaitanya Charitamrita that the places that he's describing for Lord Chaitanya traveling, they are not in sequence. He is giving that disclaimer that these places that we are saying are not in sequence that I'm saying. So therefore, sometimes you will see, if we go according to the chronology of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's Chaitanya Charitamrita and try to trace the path according to that, it may go zigzag, and you may say, why did Lord Chaitanya go to Madhya Pradesh, then come back to Hampi, and then go back to Panchavati, then again back? Why is he doing that? Why can't he? So, but this is not in sequence. Now, if you see today, all the pastimes of the places that were visited by Lord Ramachandra, Ram, Sita, Lakshman, these are the places that Lord Chaitanya, we will be visiting with Lord Chaitanya. But he may have visited at different times, different places. But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is combining all those places of pastimes of Lord Ramachandra into one section and telling Lord Chaitanya went here, and then Dandakaranya, and then Panchavati. So just wanted to share that information, because when you see the map, you may see it's all over the place. And Lord Chaitanya walking can be all the very way. Confusing. Yeah. So I hope that that'll help explain some of the confusion that you may get into as we go in. But this is all the places of pastimes of Sita, Ram, Lakshman, and Hanuman as well. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. No, next, previous one. Let's go back. Yes, thank you. So this one, as you can see, yesterday we came to the Dhanush Tirtha,
which is part of the Dandakaranya region. And then we see that Pancavati is going towards Nasik, back again towards Nasik. If you see, it's going from Dandakaranya is the one in the center, then it's going to Pancavati, which is, towards Nasik. And then Pampa Sarovar is down below at Karnataka. And then the Dandakaranya region is towards the right-hand side. So this is the entire map that we are showing. But this region, as you can see, can we have the next slide, please? The entire region, as you can see, which is marked in yellow, that is called as the Dandakaranya region. So as you can see, it covers part, it touches into the border of Karnataka, it touches part of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and also coming into Andhra, and thus leading us into Orissa. So this entire region is considered to be the Dandakaranya region. So today, the first place that we will visit is the Dandakaranya region.
So Dandaka, Aranya means forest. So Dandaka Aranya means Dandaka forest, the forest of Dandaka. And because Ram and Sita, they spent their time in exile here. That's why Danda, which means Danda, was punished for his actions. And therefore, this land became forsaken and came to be known as Dandakaranya.
And it was in this land that Lord Ramachandra helped so many sages by giving them punishment, giving the punishment to the demons who were torturing the sages in performing their yajna. So Lord Ramachandra punished those miscreants and he killed those demons who were torturing these great saints when they were performing their tapasya and their penances in the forest of the Dandakaranya.
Next slide, please. This is the peaceful, blissful forest of Dandaka, Dandaka Aranya. In fact, even Ravana ruled this area for a period of time. It was actually part of a territory of Sri Lanka. And this basically, the Godavari River, it flows through this tract of land. And this is the forest, the great forest where Lord Ramachandra stayed. Next slide, please. This is the beautiful waterfall of the Dandakaranya forest. Next slide, please. If you see here, all these sages, they were performing meditation on Lord Ram and they wanted his service. But then Lord Ram said, because of your dedicated devotional service, I will come in my next incarnation as Krishna. At that time, you will all accompany me as gopis of Vrindavan. So continue your devotional service, and I will fulfill your desire of service as Krishna when I come as myself as Krishna, and I will invite you as gopis. Those are sages of Dandakaranya forests who Lord Ramachandra actually served and protected from the demons. These sages came and said, my dear Lord, we want to serve you. We are taking service from you. Can you please allow us to serve? And Lord Ram said, I'm good. I don't have anything that I can give you any service. And they were like, why can't you give us service? We can serve you. He said, no, I'm also undergoing danda in one sense. But in my next incarnation as Krishna, I will invite you as gopis. Next slide, please. Saptatala vriksha dekhe kanono bhitara ati vriddha ati sthula ati uchatara. This is text 312. Within the Dandakaranya forests, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited a place called Saptatala, the 7 palm trees. They were very old, very bulky, very high. Saptatala dekhi Prabhu alingana koila. Shasarire, Sosharire, Saptatala, Vaikunthala Chaila, Vaikunthe Cholila. Upon seeing the 7 palm trees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced them. As a result, they all returned to Vaikuntha Loka, the spiritual world, in their self-same body. Sasharire Saptatala. Sasharire, from their own, the same bodies. They went to the spiritual world. As you can see, Lord Chaitanya is embracing the tree goes to the spiritual world. It's vanished from that same body.
Immediate transportation.
Now there is a mystery of who are these 7 palm trees? Shunya sthala dekhi lokera hoila chamatkar. Loke kohe sannasi Rama avatar. After the 7 palm trees, they were departed for Vaikuntha. Everyone was astonished to see that they were gone. And all these people behind Lord Chaitanya, they began to say, this sannyasi called Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he must be an incarnation of Lord Ramachandra. Sasharira tala gela Shri Vaikuntha dham aiche shakti kara hoya vinayak ram. Only Lord Ramachandra has the power to send 7 palm trees to the spiritual Vaikuntha planets.
Actually, it is said that when Sugriva wanted to test after the Maitri, we will see how Sugriva and Lord Ramachandra, they developed a friendship in the Rsyamuka mountains. In a little while, we will see that pastime. But after, their friendship, Sugriva told Lord Ramachandra, my brother Vali, he's actually very, very, very strong. And, if you want to defeat him, I have to test your power. So if you can shoot an arrow through these 7 trees, then I will understand that, yes, you are powerful enough to tackle my brother Vali. So then Lord Ramachandra, he took out his bow and he just shot an arrow, and that arrow passed through these 7 palm trees. So this is the glory of these palm trees, and they have been pierced already by the arrow of Lord Ramachandra, but they were waiting for the transcendental embrace of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu so that they could be Shasharire, means in their very own bodies of the tal trees, the palm trees, they can, as it is, be promoted to the Vaikuntha planet. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai.
Because of being touched by the arrow, which was touched by Lord Ramachandra, their bodies became spiritual. They were stunned, and they remained stunned for thousands of years, from Treta Yuga to Kali Yuga, until Lord Ramachandra came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and delivered them. Next slide, please. So therefore, Lord Chaitanya is non-different from Lord Ram.
Jai. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki
Jai.
Jai. Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Next slide, please. So from Dandakaranya, it is said that Mahaprabhu, he came to Pancavati. It's said in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Madhya Leela chapter 9, it says, all these verses that we are reading is from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 9. So in text 316, it is mentioned by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami that Prabhu ashi koila Pampa Sarovara snan Pancavati ashi taha korila vishram, which means eventually Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu arrived at a lake called as Pampa, where he took his bath. He then went to a place called Pancavati where he rested. So we can understand that Pampa Sarovar is actually also considered to be the Tungabhadra. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, and that the Tungabhadra extends in quite a bit. So either we can say that, okay, Lord Chaitanya went to Pampa Sarovar actually, and then he went all the way up to Panchavati to take rest there. So as we can see, these 2 verses are being combined here in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we should not be confused that, oh, how did Mahaprabhu go from, Pampa Sarovar, which is in Karnataka supposed to be, and then he went all the way to Nasik? Now, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, as Prabhu said in the beginning, he's combining the Rama Sthalis together, the Leela Sthalis of Lord Ramachandra that, is being narrated together for the, it's so that, everything is in context, basically. So this is how we should understand it. So this is Pancavati. It is said that Sri Sita Ram and Lakshmana, they stayed here for a very long time. They constructed a hut here. Next slide, please, at Panchavati. And they also, they continued to stay here from Dandakaranya, they stayed here for a very, very long time. Next slide, please. They used to live in the forest. Mother Sita would, Lakshmana, he would actually, cut and bring firewood. And Mother Sita would cook, the goddess of fortune, she would cook. Next slide, please. As you can see here, Lakshmana would bring the firewood, Mother Sita would cook, she would feed both the brothers, and then she would also take some prasad, and they were spending their days in very much wonderful, peaceful way in Panchavati. Next slide, please. This is also a very beautiful painting from Panchavati. You can see Mother Sita feeding that little squirrel some nice little cherries. Little cherries are being fed by Mother Sita's own lotus hands to that little squirrel. Fortunate little squirrel. Next slide, please. So here, one day, this demoness, Shupranakha, she came because she was so attracted to Lord Ramachandra. She was attracted by the beauty of Lord Ramachandra, and she came and said that, oh my dear Lord, I'm so captivated. She disguised herself as a very beautiful woman, and she came in front of Lord Ramachandra and said, my dear Lord, I am, just captivated by your beauty and I want to marry you. So please marry me, marry me. And then Lord Ramachandra very peacefully, very calmly, he replied that, well, I am already married. And Shupranakha said, no problem, you're a Kshatriya. You are allowed to have more than one wife, which is true. You're allowed to have. So then Lord Ramachandra said that, no, I will not accept. I am Ekapatni Vrata. Means although I'm a Kshatriya, I have promised that I will accept only one wife. So Shupranakha said, no, you have to accept me as your wife, please. You cannot, I have come seeking shelter of you. You cannot refuse me. You have to fulfill my desire. So Lord Ramachandra said, oh, you see there? There's my brother. That's Lakshmana. He's as good as me. Why don't you go to him? He'll marry you. So then Shupranakha said, is he unmarried? He doesn't have a wife? Lord Ramachandra smiled and said, well, he's alone in the forest. Lord Ramachandra didn't tell him that, yeah, he's married. Lord Ramachandra just said that, yeah, he's alone here in the forest. You go and ask him. So Shupranakha very excitedly, she went to Lakshmana and said, oh, my dear Lakshmana, please accept me as your wife. So then Lakshmana could understand. He was hearing all this when Lord Ram said this. So Lakshmana could immediately understand. And Lakshmana said, my dear, wonderful lady, you were, I am just actually the servant of Lord Ramachandra. If you marry me, you will become the wife of a servant. You were going to marry the master. Why don't you just go and marry the master? Why you want to marry a servant? Then you'll be the wife of a servant. You don't want that. So then Shupranakha, she understood that these two brothers are just ping-ponging her from one place to the other. And she got so angry and she came back to her fearful form and said that, oh, this Sita, she is the one because of whom you are not accepting me, Ram. So I'm going to eat her up. So then she was coming near Sita, and then Lakshmana immediately came and he just cut Shupranakha's nose. He said that, woman, proud woman, they are very proud of their nose. So I'm going to cut your nose so that, you don't come and do all this nonsense to my mother. Mother Sita is my mother. You are trying to eat her up in front of me? How can you do this? No, we are here to protect her. So like this, Supranakha was insulted. Next slide, please. So we see here how Shupranakha was insulted and she got so angry, so angry. She went running to, of course, she first went to Kara and Dushana, her two brothers who were the kings of the Dandakaranya forest. On behalf of Ravana, they were actually ruling Dandakaranya. So she went to both her brothers. She, Kara and Dushana, two demons, they were the brothers of Ravana. So she went to them and then, she complained, look what these two men did to me. So then Kara and Dushan said, oh, how dare someone do this to you? So then they came with their army. But, Lakshmana alone, he defeated all the armies of these, entire demoniac army was defeated. Shupranakha didn't know what to do. So she went all the way to Lanka and she went and complained to her eldest brother Ravana. And how will she get Ravana to come? So she devised a plan. She said that, my dear brother, look how cunning and how vile and how ill-motivated Shupranakha is. Shupranakha didn't go and tell the truth to Ravana. She did not go and say that I was attracted to Lord Ramachandra. That's why I went and I got my nose cut. She didn't say that. She lied to Ravana. What did she say? She said that, my dear brother Ravana, when I was flying, I saw there were two nice men and there was a very beautiful lady. And I thought, anything beautiful in this world, you deserve it, my dear brother. So I went there and I wanted to bring that beautiful lady to you. But look what those two brothers did to me. They cut my nose and they insulted me. They have defeated Kardushana also. And this is how she went and cried in front of Ravana. This is the pitiful condition of lying women. How women, they can, they have this cheating propensity, not just women, but, people who are attached to materialistic way of life. Cheating propensity is very, 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 very prominent in them. For their own selfish purpose, they can go to any extent. This is exemplified by Shupranakha. How she got Ravana saying that, oh, Ravana, look, I went there for you. Now you should come and defend me. You go and bring that Sita and then you defend me. This is how I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. So she instigated Ravana, and then Ravana, he sent Marich. Next slide, please. So then Marich, he was a magician. He came disguised as this beautiful golden deer. And when he came as this beautiful golden deer galloping in front of Mother Sita's cottage, Mother Sita's attention was immediately drawn to this beautiful, enchanting golden deer. And she said, my dear Lord, please, my dear husband, please, can you bring me this beautiful deer? I would like to keep it as a pet in our little ashram. Can you please bring this for me? Lord Ramachandra, he said, of course, anything you say, I will bring for you. And Lord Ramachandra immediately left behind this golden deer to get the golden deer for Mother Sita. And as soon as Lord Ramachandra left, Mother Sita and Lakshmana were remaining in the cottage. And at that time, Ravana was disguised, but Lakshmana was still there. So Marich, he knew that Lakshmana is still there. So after a little while, Marich, disguised as the deer, he started making a voice just like Lord Ramachandra. And he said, Lakshmana, Lakshmana, help, help, help. And listening to that, Mother Sita got very agitated. She said, my dear brother Lakshmana, please go and help your brother. He needs your help. Please go. So Lakshmana, of course, didn't want to go immediately. He said, no, this must be a trick of the demons. Don't get worried, Mother Sita. Lord Ram will be perfectly fine. But Mother Sita was very, very disturbed. And seeing her disturbed, Lakshmana said, okay, my dear Mother Sita, you don't worry. I will protect you. Please, I beg you that with my arrow, I'm putting a line of protection around this hut. My request to you, Mother, don't step out of this line. Please don't come out of this line. This line will protect you. So then that line came to be known as the very famous Lakshman Rekha. So Lakshmana, he made a line around the cottage for the protection of Mother Sita, and he ran behind Lord Ramachandra. So now Mother Sita was all alone, and taking advantage of that, the unscrupulous, the demoniac Ravana. Next slide, please. Disguised as a Brahmana, he came that, please give me some alms, give me some alms. And you can see the line that is drawn. So Ravana also could not cross that line. So then Mother Sita, she said, okay, I will give you alms, but please, come here. She called him near, but he couldn't come. So he sat on the side and he said, if you want to give me alms, you come out and give me. Otherwise, I'll go. So Mother Sita, she could not let a Brahmana go away. Mother Sita, she came out of the line of protection. Next slide, please. And she came out of the line of protection to give the alms to Ravana, who was disguised as the Brahmana. And what did Ravana do? As soon as she came out, as soon as Mother Sita, who is actually none other than Chaya Sita, the shadow Sita. Remember how Lord Ramachandra, it was proven in the Kurma Purana. Lord Caitanya discovered that this is not the original Sita, because original goddess of fortune cannot be touched by anyone else other than Lord Ramchandra himself. So this is the shadow Sita, and Mother Sita was safe with the fire god already. So this Mother Sita, Chaya Sita, shadow Sita came out, and Ravana. Next slide, please. He just came in his original form and he grasped the hand of Mother Sita. Next slide, please. He came in his original form of Ravana, and then he, took Mother Sita away on his airplane. Next slide, please. He carried Mother Sita away. And at this time, Jatayu, who was the friend of Maharaj Dasharath, so he considered Lord Ramachandra like his own son. So he came for the protection of Sita, and he was deeply injured, gravely injured by Ravana. He did a very big fight, and he was, injured. His wings were cut off. Jatayu's wings were cut off. And Mother Sita, she didn't know what to do. So when Ravana was carrying her away, she started throwing her jewelry, ornaments one by one. That, please, anyone find it, please give them to my Lord to know, so that he will know that this person is taking me south. He's taking me somewhere. So following those jewelry, I may be found by my Lord. So Mother Sita was carried away like this. And then when Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana, they didn't find Marich. Of course, he had disappeared. So when they came back to the cottage was in a mess, and Mother Sita was nowhere to be seen. Both the brothers were, they were heartbroken. Lakshmana was crying. Lord Ramachandra was crying, where is my Sita? Where is Sita? So then Lakshmana and Ram, they left the cottage. They came a little distance and they saw almost the lifeless Jatayu. He was struggling for his life, but he had held on to his life so that he could tell Lord Ramachandra that Ravana has taken Mother Sita. And he delivered that message to Lord Ramachandra, and he left his body. Lord Ramachandra, then just like a son, he actually performed the last rites of Jatayu. And Jatayu said, please keep going south. You will find the place where Mother Sita is. So then Lord Ramachandra kept walking. So all of these pastimes happened here at Pancavati. This beautiful pastimes, very heartbreaking pastime of Mother Sita getting kidnapped by the vicious Ravana out of a big plan of the Shupranakha, the evil Shupranakha. Mother Sita was kidnapped. Next slide, please. So then this brings us to this place called as Pampa Sarovara.
According to some people, this is the old name of Tungabhadra river was Pamba, and Pamba, and Some people say it's Pampa Tirtha. So this Pampa Sarovar in the direction of Hyderabad, river Tungabhadra also flows there. So there's many different opinions about what exactly is Pampa Sarovar, where exactly it is. Some say Karnataka, some say Hyderabad. But this is the place where Shabari, the disciple of Rishi Matanga, she directed Lord Ramachandra as he journeyed towards on his quest to look for Mother Sita from the demon King Ravana. Now, Shabari, she is a pure devotee of Lord Ram. She prayed faithfully every day to see Lord Ramachandra. Next slide, please. In fact, she lived in the ashram of her Guru Maharaj. You can see behind, there's the ashram of Rishi Matanga. And his disciple, Shabari Devi, is flowers is put on the road to welcome. Every day she would put these flowers. Today, my Lord Ram would come. Today, my Lord Ram would come. This ashram is in the place in Hampi, Matanga Parvat, it's called. In fact, before her Guru Maharaj, Rishi Matanga, he left his body, he told her, you will certainly see Lord Ram. And so then Shabari continued to live in the ashram waiting for Lord Ramachandra. She had so much faith in the words of her spiritual master. Lord Ram would come. She thought, he'll come today, tomorrow, tomorrow. This is the eagerness that we have to have. We have to invite Lord Ramachandra into our heart. Every day we have to decorate our heart with the flowers to invite Lord Ramachandra with eagerness. And if he does not come, we do that again tomorrow. This Utsaha Nishchaya Dhairyat. Shabari Devi was a perfect example of enthusiasm, determination, and patience. All these three things are needed for success in devotional service. Srila Rupa Goswami says in his Upadeshamrita, Utsaha Nishchaya Dhairyat Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat, which means that Asat Sangatyaga Sato Vritte Shadbhir Bhakti Prasidhyati. There are 6 things which enhance our bhakti. What are these 6 things? Utsahat Nishchayat Dhairyat, enthusiasm, determination, and patience. Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat, following the regulative principles. Asat Sanga Tyaga Sato Vritte, to give up false association, to give up the association of materialistic thoughts and deeds and materialistic association, and take up Sato Vritte, associate with devotees. With these things, our devotional service will grow and grow manifold. So she was a perfect example. Enthusiasm, determination, and patience. Sometimes we may have enthusiasm. We'll be very enthusiastic. But if we are not determined and we are not patient, eventually that enthusiasm will wane down because we are not patient. We'll think, how long? Every day I'm decorating with flowers and Lord Ram is not coming. So then slowly, slowly the enthusiasm goes down. Sometimes we have a lot of determination, but no enthusiasm. We say, all right, today I'll chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I'm finishing my rounds, right? I'm determined. I'll do it. Don't worry. But then enthusiasm must be there, because that determination will wane without enthusiasm and patience. If we are not, Prabhupada said, one devotee asked Prabhupada, I don't feel enthusiastic. I see these devotees chanting in kirtan, dancing and jumping. I don't feel like doing that. Is there something wrong with me? Srila Prabhupada said, if you're not feeling enthusiastic, do you want to feel enthusiastic? Yes, I want to feel enthusiastic like these devotees. He said, then act enthusiastic. If you act enthusiastic, making that act as a prayer to Krishna to please give me real enthusiasm, then Krishna will give you real enthusiasm. Of course, we should not act enthusiastic to show off to others, but it should be to as a demonstration to Krishna. Krishna, look, I'm trying to act enthusiastic even though I'm not feeling it. Please help me feel real enthusiasm. When Krishna sees that we are trying to be enthusiastic and not waiting for Krishna to give us enthusiasm, but being proactive. We are showing, yes, look, I'm not feeling, but I'm still doing some acting enthusiastic. Then Krishna will give real enthusiasm. And of course, the enthusiasm, and sometimes we have enthusiasm and determination. We have lots of patience, no enthusiasm and determination, but lots of patience we may have. But then we say, all right, well, if not this lifetime, we'll go back home, back to God at next lifetime. Patient, let's be patient. Don't worry. We have to be patient, yes, but along with that, enthusiasm and determination must be there. You can't just say, all right, I'll chant. Okay, today I didn't chant. That's fine. Let me chant tomorrow. Be patient. So therefore, all these three things have to be together. And Shabari Devi was the epitome, example of enthusiasm, patience, and determination. And finally, Krishna reciprocated. Many years passed by, and Shabari, she became an old woman, but she never stopped her eager service to Lord Ram. And finally, Lord Ram came to that place, stopped at the ashram. Next slide, please. When he was on his journey to Lanka. Sri Ram Lakshman ki jai, Sri Shabari Devi ki jai. She then proceeded to feed Lord Ramachandra, his brother Lakshman, seeing this piety of Lord Rama and Lakshman. They bowed down at her feet. Then they narrated to her why they have come here. Sita is kidnapped. And Shabari suggested, you know what? If you want to find Sita, go look for Sugriva, Hanuman. They will help you. Where do they live? They live in Rsyamuka mountain. Next slide, please. Here we are seeing how Shabari Devi is so enthusiastic in receiving Rama and Lakshman. Next slide again. And here she is feeding Lord Ramachandra the berries, just with so much devotion that Lord Ramachandra is just taking all the berries, actually accepting her devotion.
And her devotion was so great that she did not want to take a chance that, if some of the berries would turn sour, she didn't want to give sour berries to the Lord. So she would eat the berries herself, taste it if they were sweet, and then her eaten berries she would offer to the Lord. And Lord Ramachandra would eat the eaten berries of Shabari Mata. Lakshmana, seeing this, he was like, oh, in first he was a little angry. Oh, how can you? Because Lakshmana is Ananta Shesh. He is, is very short-tempered. Balaram, he's very short-tempered. So he said, oh, how is this old lady giving my brother, eaten berries? How can she do this? This is not correct. Offensive. And Shabri, Lord Ramachandra, just looked at Lakshmana because he could understand what Lakshmana was thinking. And Lord Ram just looked at Lakshmana. And just by that looking, he communicated to Lakshmana that this is her devotion. That please, my dear Lakshmana, don't mistake her devotion. This is her devotion, that she does not want to give me sour berries. She wants to give me only the best. Anything that was sour, she would taste it. If it was sour, not good. She would throw it. And then she would taste, oh, very nice, sweet. Here, please eat this. So she was not eating it, tasting it for her sense gratification. She was tasting it so that Lord Ramachandra would be able to taste the sweetness of those berries, and that his taste should not become spoiled after he eats each of those berries. This was the mood and devotion. This was the level of devotion of Mother Shabari, and that is why it is said that when Lakshmana realized by just that glance of Lord Ramachandra, Lakshmana immediately realized what is the level of the devotion of Mother Shabari. That's when Lakshmana touched Shabari Mata's lotus feet to take her blessings. So this is how, Shabari's devotion, Mother Shabari's devotion, it was so great. And all of this happened was because of her devotion and faith and, her one-minded attention that she had in the words of her spiritual master. Her spiritual master had told that Lord Ramachandra will come, you will serve him, you have to deliver a very important message to him, and then your life will be successful. She just waited every moment of her life just on this statement of her spiritual master. This is her, Eke Ha Kurunandana, how she is just one-minded attention on the words, on the instructions that her spiritual master has given. So we beg at the lotus feet of Mother Shabari that how she had the devotion to Lord Ramachandra, how she had so much faith in the words of her spiritual master. Maybe just developed one percent of that faith, then our lives will be successful. Mother Shabari, please bless us. Jai Shabari Mata ki Jai. Next slide, please. So here she's conversing with Lord Ramachandra and telling him that yes, you should go in search of Hanuman and Sugriva, and then they will tell you how to go and proceed towards, going towards the kingdom of Lord of Ravana. Next slide, please.
So then, Rsyamuka mountain, actually, if you see, it is very near the Pampa Sarovara. It's in Hampi, and these Rsyamuka mountains near the Hampi place, in sense, they actually go from Madhya Pradesh, this Rsyamuka mountain, which is where Parshuram, Dhanush Tirtha was there yesterday, and they go all the way to Karnataka.
And they also touch into Hyderabad. So it's a huge mountain range, which is called as this Rsyamuka mountain range.
So they were near Pampa Sarovar. So it was in Rsyamuka mountain, but towards the Karnataka area. And this mountain chain, as it says, it goes along the bank of Tungabhadra and reaches Hyderabad, Madhya Pradesh. It starts at Rampa in Madhya Pradesh and then ends in Hyderabad and Karnataka. So in the Kishkinda kingdom of the Vanara kingdom, a part of the ancient Dandakaranya forests area, Hanuman and Sugriva, they spent their exile on the Rsyamuka mountain when they were banished by King Bali. And that's where, in the Rsyamuka mountain, in the Dandakaranya forest area, they met Lord Ram first time, when actually Rama and Lakshmana were walking in the forest of the Rsyamuka Parvat. Somewhere in the Rsyamuka Parvat, we'll see Sugriva, we'll see Hanuman. There was no GPS, but still, they were walking in search of Mother Sita. Sugriva saw them. What? These two princely charmed youngsters, they have bows and arrows. Could they be the messengers and the spies of Vali, that they have come to kill me now, to search for me and kill me? Hanuman calmed him down. He said, a king should not be frightened on the sight of the two warriors. A good king is one who observes how others are behaving, what is the state of others, and their essence, just by talking to them. In one conversation, the king can understand what is their mental state, what is their and what is the essence. Understand it and act accordingly. So then he said, look, Hanuman said, Bali and his people can never approach this mountain due to a curse. So don't panic. It's not sent, they're not sent by Bali. And even if they are sent by Vali, if they attack, they'll be dead because of that curse. So I don't think they are from Bali. But Sugriva said, well, yeah, I understand all that you're saying, but these two warriors, just look at them. They are so confident. They have no fear. They are armed. They look so strong. Just, can you do me a favor? Instead of convincing me, why don't you disguise as a sannyasi and go talk to them? Next slide, please. Talk to them and inquire what are their intentions, who they are. You said that a person should be able to understand the state of mind of others by conversation. Go have a conversation with them, inquire their intentions, analyze them, decide, and tell me back if they are potential friends or they are enemies. So Hanuman, as we can see, he disguised as a sannyasi. He approached Ram and Lakshman. You look like Raj Rishis, and you look like tapasvis, but at the same time, you are armed with swords and bows and arrows. In fact, even animals in these jungle, they're terrified due to your presence. And then there are so many contradictions. Your eyes, they look like petals of lotus. You have such a broad chest. You seem so delicate, yet you seem unbeatable in a fight. You look like the savior of the lives of so many. You seem to be gods, but you are humans. These contradicting observations just surprise me. Please tell me more about yourselves. So Lord Rama, Lakshmana, they smiled at Hanuman and then they introduced themselves. In fact, it is said that Lord Ramachandra said that you are telling me, my dear sannyasi, that we are disguised, we are in disguise, but actually you are in disguise. And Hanuman said, why, why are you saying I'm in disguise? But Ram said, if you are a sannyasi, then what is this necklace doing on your neck? This shining necklace. Actually, this shining necklace was given by the Devatas, actually Brahma, I believe, I'm not sure, to to Lord Hanuman, but then it was invisible. And he was told that whoever is your Lord and Master, only he will be able to see the necklace that you have. And so Hanuman was, what necklace? What necklace? Hanuman was able to see the necklace, but he could not believe, Lord Ram, he's able to see my necklace? No, I'm not wearing any necklace. You are wearing that necklace, it's shining red locket. You are in disguise. And just then, Hanuman realized, this is my Lord. He is my Lord and Master. And he came out of the disguise, he paid obeisances. Who are you, my Lord? Next slide, please. Said, I am Ram, and this is my brother Lakshman. When Hanuman heard this, his joy was boundless. He took Lord Rama and Lakshmana on his either shoulder. He said, I want to serve you. I want you to come with me to Sugriva. No, I will actually lift you. Next slide. And take you in my arms to Sugriva. When Hanuman came there, he informed Sugriva about the intentions of Ram. Rama, this is Lord Ram. He has come to kill Ravan. Next slide.
So then you can see how beautifully, so elegantly, Hanuman is carrying both the brothers on his shoulders, and he's, bringing them to the place where Sugriva is. Next slide, please. And then Hanuman is introducing Sugriva to Lord Ramachandra, saying that, they are looking for, This is Lord Ramachandra. He's the prince of Ayodhya. And this is his brother Lakshmana. And Lord Ram is looking for his dearly beautiful wife, Mother Sita. So then, Hanuman actually brought, um, something, and of course, Hanuman conveyed to Sugriva that they are not enemies, but they are friends. So Sugriva, can we have the next slide, please? Lord Ram actually, he took an oath of friendship, of Maitri. It is said they swore an oath of friendship between Lord Ram and Sugriva in the presence of the fire. You can see the fire is there, and by, like Agni Sakshi, witnessing the fire, they, formalized their friendship relationship. Because, Hanuman actually brought, if you see next to the fire, there are some beautiful jewelry which are lying on the floor. Those jewelry are the ones that was actually removed and thrown when Mother Sita was being taken in the airplane by Ravana. At that time she was throwing out her jewelry, and the monkeys, actually Hanuman, he collected these jewelry and he brought them to Lord Ram, that is this belonging to Mother Sita? Because if that is, then she was being carried by someone in the airplane. She was going and she was screaming for help, but we couldn't do anything at that time. So Lord Ram immediately recognized that, yes, this is Sita's jewelry. So then they immediately made a friendship, they made a pact. And Lord Ram said that I will first help you reclaim your kingdom. You're here on exile. I don't want you to be in exile. I will make you take back your kingdom of Kishkinta. So then Lord Ram, he said, when he said like this, Sugriva said, well, I need to test your potency, if you are powerful enough to take on my brother Vali, because he is very, very powerful. So then Lord Ram said, okay, you can put me to test. And this was the test, that Sugriva brought Lord Ram to those 7 palm trees. And he said, okay, if you shoot your arrow, and if your arrow will go through each of these 7 tall trees, then I will understand that, yes, you are capable of, killing my brother Vali. So Lord Ram did exactly that. With his arrow, he pierced all those 7 trees. And Sugriva was immediately convinced. And then he, on the instructions of Lord Ram, next slide, please. He, he brought Vali out for a match, for a dueling match. And in that dueling match, Lord Ramchandra, as we can see in this picture, he was standing in the side behind, and then with his arrow, when they were fighting with each other, with his arrow, he actually killed Vali. Next slide, please. Lord Ramachandra killed Vali in this slide. So after killing Vali, next slide, please. Vali actually, if you can see here, Vali is lying down with the arrow that is pierced. Lord Ram and Lakshman are there. Hanuman is there. Sugriva is there. So they, Vali said to the Lord, he asked the Lord 2 questions. That, my dear Lord, I could have also helped you in getting your wife back. Why are you taking help from my brother only? I could have also helped you. So Lord Ramachandra, he smiled and he said, yes, Vali, you are no doubt, you are very, very powerful, but you have misused your power. You have cheated your own brother and you have usurped his kingdom. Not only have you taken away his kingdom, you have also taken away his wife. You have dishonored your dynasty. You have dishonored your brother. So therefore, you cannot be, although you're very powerful, but you have misused your power. Therefore, you had to be punished. So then Vali asked his second question. Then, my lord, you are Maryada Purushottam. You are the upholder of religious principles. Why did you then attack me from the behind? Why did you not come face to face to me? And why did you not fight with me? Why did you kill me in a cheating way? Lord Ramachandra replied, my dear Vali, I did not kill you in any cheating way. I am a Kshatriya. and Kshatriyas are allowed to kill animals who have become dangerous. So you are a dangerous monkey. So to hunt you down, I don't have to follow any rules or regulations. So that is why I can come and kill you the way I killed you. So hearing this, Vali was immediately, of course, he was very much purified immediately because he was killed by the lotus hands of Lord Ramachandra himself. And Vali immediately attained a spiritual destination. And Vali, he said that my son Angad, my Lord, please accept him in your shelter. Please, he is a very innocent boy and he is very dear to Sugriva also. Please don't give my punishment to my descendants. And Lord Ram said, never. Your son is very special. Angada is going to do very, very special things for me. So he's very dear to me. So like this, Lord Ramachandra gave immediate shelter to Angada, and Vali left his body, and then Sugriva reclaimed his throne of Kishkinda. Next slide, please. And then we all know how Hanuman, all the monkey parties were sent into different parts, and then Hanuman was the one who crossed across the ocean. He brought word that Mother Sita is in Lanka. And then when he came back, Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana and the entire army of the monkeys, all of them came and they built this bridge across from Rameshwaram to Lanka. You can see Lanka also there in the further end. And they're building this bridge. And then Lord Ramachandra defeated, with his entire army, Lord Ramachandra defeated the vicious king Ravana. Next slide, please. So this is how the monkey, this is one of our very, very dear and very favorite picture. You can see Hanuman, who's standing right next behind Lakshmana. You can see the valiant warriors, the monkey warriors who are standing behind Ram and Lakshmana, and they're coming to fight with with Ravana and restore Mother Sita. Next slide, please. So here, Mother Sita is now, they're all coming back to Ayodhya. We just fast forwarded this track. We didn't want to end at that track. So anyways, they came back after defeating Ravana. Next slide, please. So this is the pastime that happened at the Kishkindha mountains. The beautiful friendship of, Ram and Sugriva took place here. And they went further in search of Mother Sita from here. So this is the route that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took today. We visited all these different places. Next slide, please. We visited Dandakaranya, Pancavati, Pampa Sarovara,
and Rsyamuka mountains. And Lord Chaitanya also visited these different places. And from here, then tomorrow, we will go to Vidyanagar and other places surrounding Lord Chaitanya's way back to Jagannath Puri. So tomorrow would be the final day of the South India Yatra of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and we will discuss about his visit to Vidyanagar, and after that we'll open for all of your realizations of this South India Yatra. If you can end the slideshow here, please. Today we will sing the glories of Lord Ramachandra with a beautiful song, Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Rajamana.
So right after that, we'll open the lines for questions. So can we have the lyrics in the chat box, please? So this is a bhajan which is written by Tulasi Das. It is part of the Bengali Vaishnava songbook. So we just pasted the lyrics from here, from that book. So here's the song. This is glorifying Sri Ramachandra because we visited all the places of Lord Ramachandra. So we can glorify Lord Ram. Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaja Daru Kanjalochana Kanjamukhadhara Kanjapada Kanjarunam Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhavamaya Darunam Kandharpa Aganita Amita Chabinava Nila Niraja Sundaram Patapita Manaha Padita Ruchi Shuchi Navami Janaka Sutavaram Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhayadaru Bhajadina Bandhu Dinesha Danavadaitya Vanshanikandanam Raghunanda Ananda Kanda Kaushala Chanda Dasharatha Nandanam Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Karana Bhava Bhayadarunam Shira Mukuta Kundala Tilaka Charu Udaram Anga Vibhushanam Ajanu Bhujasar Savadharasan Ramadita Karadushan Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhayadara Navakanjalochana Kanjamukhadhara Kanjapada Kanjarunam Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhayadarunam Shri Ram Shri Shri Ram ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. All right, we open the lines for questions and comments. Hare Krishna. Tulsi, you have your hand raised first.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, beta.
I like the class and using little class. I have one question and comment. So, why when Shabi Mata was feeding Lord Ram, I see that Lord Lakshmana was not there and sitting.
Oh, Lakshmana was standing a little further away. That's not shown in the picture. But Lakshmana was there. He was there.
So I like that Shabri Mata was sitting and feeding Lord Ram. I also like that Lakshmana was saying and was anger, and he was small anger, and I also like that Lord Rama and Lakshmana went to Lanka. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Thank you, beta. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mata.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare. I was reading this one, so wonderful. That exactly what you said today. Tirtha Yatra Tirthakrom Kohite na pari, Dokhin Bame Tirtha Gamon Hoy Fera Feri, Otoev Nammatra Koriye Ganon, Kohite na pari tar Jotha Onukrom, Purbobot Pothe Jaite Je Paye Darshan, যে গ্রামে যায় সেই গ্রামের যতজন সবেই বৈষ্ণব হয় কহে কৃষ্ণ হরি অন্য গ্রাম নিস্তারয় সেই বৈষ্ণব করি. Exactly, I was in a dilemma that how come that description is not going by the map. I was really confused, and you clarified that And it is exactly what Krishnadas Kaviraj said at the beginning of the chapter, that he's just mentioning the names of the places, not detailing from exactly one to one sequences of that travel. So that was very important thing. And you summarized it saying that maybe the Ramchandra's all Leelas, he might have put kind of in a place, one place that not by geographical differences and all that thing. He didn't mention that. He mentioned about the Bhakti Path. Ramchandra's things are as if together. So thank you for this clarification. I learned from you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I was reading Kaveri, Krishna, and all that thing. And I wish I could go there. Krishna Bennatire, where he got
Krishna
Krishna
Karanam.
Karnamritam. And I thought it is a special river has name of Krishna Benna, but I think it is, I think Krishna Ben, it is also named as Krishna Veni.
Yeah, that
Some
Krishna
people used to
Beni
call
River
it
is
like
actually in the
that.
south. It's not
Yeah.
the Beni River, if you see, that's not in the Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh area. That's more further down south.
Yeah,
So
kind yeah,
we're not sure if Krishna Beni is same as the Krishna Bena River.
yeah. I wanted to know exactly, but I tried to consult two, three different editions of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and nobody could specify exactly what. But Benna, there is a word called Krishna Benna, which is same as like, I think Krishna River, kind of. Not.
You know, one explanation is that as Kali Yuga proceeds,
Mm,
all these great rivers,
mm,
holy rivers, they are going to become lupt. They are going to become hidden. Just like
Underground.
Saraswati,
mm.
you only find her in the Himalayas. Uh,
Yeah, it's not
so she used
found.
to be here, and then
Mm,
slowly, different rivers are going to recede, holy
mhm,
rivers, and as
mhm,
a result, Kali Yuga will proceed in that way.
mhm,
Possible Krishna Bena River could be one. Even Jamuna, in one sense, because of the nefarious activities that happen up in the
mm,
north, by the
mm,
time it comes from Jamunotri to
mhm,
Vrindavan,
mhm.
the actual Jamuna water is kind of uh,
Yeah.
scandalized and taken away by all these industrial people, the mafia, and
Mhm.
like that. So yeah, some of these rivers are slowly receding.
Yeah, not exactly the way it is maybe written, but anyway, that doesn't matter much. My point is that um, you're getting the mellows, the bhakti by reading, by discussing these things or not, but it it gives me more confidence about if I could understand every word of it and where it is, how it is, and everything. That's what you are doing, and we all are enjoying this so much. And also, if possible, tomorrow, if you could uh, recite something from Brahma Samhita or Krishna Karnamritam, I would be loving to add, go with you some slokas or somewhere. Uh, Brahma Samhita. These are the two main books that Mahaprabhu collected from South India. That was, I think, one of the most important reason for him uh, to go there. In addition to do all Vaishnavas, and Krishna Karnamritam is one of them. That is on uh, which river is that? Krishna Bennatire, and the other one is on Adi Keshav Mandir, where he collected Brahma Samhita. So these are the two main books of Vaishnavas. So I don't know, you can make time tomorrow maybe, but wish I could make time later on and talk about these two books if yeah, in more details. Yeah. Okay. I won't take your time. It's a wonderful presentation. I I enjoyed so much. I look forward for the whole day just to sit here for an hour to listen to you. This much I can tell. Thank you so much.
We're very grateful to you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kirti.
Hare Krishna, Mataji Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru and Gauranga. I really liked today's class. I liked the Pancavati and the stories that we talked about Lord Ramachandra. So I have two questions based on today's class. So I think in the class you mentioned that Sita Sita Devi, she was a different Sita Devi when Ravan was kidnapping her. That she changed herself. So when what part of the story did she change from the normal Sita to the other Sita? Because you said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said something like that's not the Sita, that that's just another.
You remember that Brahmana who was in Madurai? There was a Brahmana called as Ramdas in Madurai who had served Lord Chaitanya. And he had become so sad because, he thought that how could my mother Sita be kidnapped by that notorious Ravana? How could he touch her and how could he do that? So Lord Chaitanya said that that's not the original mother Sita. It was a shadow Sita that Ravana has taken, because if he would have touched the original Sita, he would have burnt to ashes, because the power of chastity, of the goddess of fortune is that no other man can touch. No other man can touch the goddess of fortune. So Ravana, there's no way that he could have touched her. So then he was a little convinced by that. But then when Lord Chaitanya from Madurai, when he came to Rameshwaram, there he heard the narrations from the Brahmanas there. He heard from the Kurma Purana. And in the Kurma Purana, there are two verses which talk about exactly this point. That, a few days before the kidnapping of Mother Sita, it was actually there that, Lord Ram revealed this to Lakshmana. I'll tell you the whole story, okay? So Lord Ram revealed this to Lakshmana when after the battle of, happened in Ramayana, after everything was done, after Ravana was killed and Mother Sita was about to be brought from the Ashok Vatika, when she was about to be brought to Lord Ramachandra, at that time Lord Ram told Lakshmana that, my dear Lakshmana, I want Sita to give Agni Pariksha. Agni Pariksha means she has to walk through fire and prove her chastity. And Lakshmana was very angry. He got very angry. He said, how can you doubt the chastity of my mother Sita? My dear brother Ram, today I'm utterly disappointed with you. How can you, doubt like this? How could you do this? So then, Lakshmana, when he heard like this, when Lord Ram heard this, he said, my dear brother, don't think that I ever doubt the chastity of Mother Sita, but I have to get my own Sita, because a few days before the kidnapping, what had happened is that, Lord Ram knew, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord Ram knew that Ravana is going to come and kidnap Sita. So he had invoked the fire god, Agni Devata. And Agni Devata came into their hut in Pancavati and said, yes, my Lord, how can I serve you? So then Lord Ram said that, for the next few months, you please keep Sita with you and, give me a shadow Sita so that, Ravana can take her away and kidnap her and do all that. And I can perform this Leela of, going and killing Ravana. So then the original Mother Sita went into the protection of Agni Devta, in the protection of the fire god, and a shadow Sita stayed back. So then when shadow Sita stayed back, she was the one who got kidnapped. Okay. And then she went to Lanka, she stayed there. Shadow Sita is not that she's in any way inferior, but she's just a reflection of Mother Sita, because original Sita cannot be touched. But shadow Sita, although she is Mother Sita, but she's still could be caught like this and things like that. So then she came there, and then after the fire, after she walked through the fire, then the shadow Sita left and the original Sita came back to Lord Ramachandra. So this is how the entire pastime happened, So does that answer your question, Kirti?
Yes, Mataji. I have one more question. So,
Okay.
when in the forest, so in the forest, when there was a very nice, beautiful deer Marichi, Sita wanted Ram to get the deer for her. So when Ram was trying to get the deer, he had to first shoot an arrow on the deer.
Yeah.
So isn't that kind of like I just thought that it had something to do with killing an animal, and why would Lord Ram kill the animal when he can just think about the animal and the animal would just come to him? Why does he need to kill the animal and take the life out of the animal?
Because if Lord Ram wouldn't have left, Ravan couldn't come, you see, to kidnap Mother Sita, no? And even if Lakshmana wouldn't have left, even then Mother Sita would not have been able to be kidnapped. Because in the presence of Ram and Lakshman, Ravan would have gotten killed right there. So then there would be no pastime of, and Shabari was waiting for Lord Ram. And then there was, Sugriva who was waiting for Lord Ram. Hanumanji was waiting for Lord Ramachandra. So all these people were waiting. And unless Mother Sita gets kidnapped, how will all these devotees meet with Lord Ram? Right? So all this is all in the plan of the Lord. That, that's why Srila Prabhupada always says that Krishna, when he acts, he just doesn't fulfill only one action. He fulfills so many different purposes of, solved by the Lord's one action. So we may think, oh, why did Mother Sita have to get kidnapped? He could have just killed Ravana right there. Why did he have to do that? Why did he have to do that? And did Lord Ram not know that that is Marich, disguised as the golden deer? He knew it, but he still went so that this entire chain of events could actually take place. That's why he went. Okay?
Thank you, Mataji Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, beta. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anjudi. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Radhe.
Jai Shri Radhe.
Again, thank you so much for such a beautiful yatra. I will just like to share you one thing more. We have been to this Dipakshi temple, which is just 2 hours from Bangalore. And over there, this bird, Jatayu, while rescuing, goddess Mata Sita, and he was like, over there, you can even see the footprints of when Ramji came over there, and he was injured. And then he was right. That's a Li Pakshi, means rice, and Pakshi bird. It's such a beautiful temple. And they say that even the statues of Sita Ma is there, which was self
manifested.
Manifested. It's very, very beautiful. And even the temple and all, and they have the Shivji also, and one Nandi carved in one single rock, huge Nandi. So there's so many beautiful pastimes all over. And even I have been to Hampi also and seen all this mountains and everything. And this Pancavati, they have even created Ramji's and Sitaji's temple, beautiful temple. It is over there in Hampi. Hampi is very, very pretty, about Pandavas and everything. So much of history behind, which is still maintained. They say if you see Greece civilization and Hampi, they will resemble a lot.
Yes.
Yes. So you go all the way over there, and then you can just see over here. It is very, very similar. I have one question, which I always used to ask even my mother. It is about this Shabri offering prasad to Lord Rama at his chute. Now, what in Mathura we have all Laddu Gopal Seva. And my mother and even my grandmother, so something before offering bhog to Laddu Gopal, they used to taste it. And I always used to ask when I was a kid to my mother, like sometimes where there used to be a doubt, not all, suppose like doubt for a, especially the sabzi, the gravy, if the salt is fine and all. And I used to say, how can you, like, why you're tasting it? How can you offer to Krishna? He said, nahi, nahi, ye to chota bachcha hai, laddu gopal hai. And sometimes we just, it's like you said, the mood, the bhav. He says, thoda sa bas, like, hum chakh rahe hain. We are not eating it. It is just one dot, just to make sure. So then I said, okay, fine. So sometimes this is only very few things which we have doubt. So I have grown up like that, seen that, and sometimes then I also started doing it while offering bhog to my Laddu Gopal. Then somewhere somebody had told me, no, this is not right. So could you please just clarify for me?
It's
I just
difficult to clarify this because it's something very personal. It is something very personal. And of course, Brajbasis are very different. You are a Brajbasi, Brajbasi ka jo bhav hota hai, the bhava, the love of the Brajbasis is very, very spontaneous. It's very, very special. It's very unique. So we cannot comment on that. Just like how we cannot comment on the worship done by the pandas, the priests of Lord Jagannath. Similarly, we cannot comment on the bhava or the love of the Brajbasis. We just cannot do that. However, yes, for the Lord, when we offer the Lord, because sometimes because of our own, we are not at that level of pure devotional service. We have a lot of contamination in us, and that is a fact that we have to accept ourselves. That yes, we have these kind of things. We can't really prepare, nor can we feed. So just on a basis of sentiment, there's a difference between sentiment and love. Pure love and sentiment, there is a difference. So unless our pure love is developing, we must be careful, and we must be following the vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Vaidhi matlab, with proper rules and regulations. So if we have a doubt that whether Krishna is, sabji is enough salt for Krishna or not for Allah Dugupal, then we can add some salt on the plate. And that's why we add salt on the side. We add some nimbu, lime, cut lime. We offer that also, so that if there is any kind of shortage of taste, the Lord can add that and have. This is how we are, at least, in our initial days of our bhakti, we are purifying ourselves by following the rules and regulations. And we can be careful that we are not committing any offense by taking it very lightly. Again, I would like to stress the fact that it's different for Brajbasis. For Brajbasis, we were talking to some Brajbasis who were saying, for them, Krishna is like, "Arey, wo to hamara yaar hai. He is our friend. He is our lala. He is our friend." But for Brajbasis, they respect Radharani. They respect Srimati, and they worship Srimati Radharani. They really don't worship Krishna. They worship Radharani. That is Brajabhav. And that's why they always refer her as Shriji. They say Shriji Thakurani. Sab dekh lengi. That's why they say Shri Radhe. So that is Brajabhav. It's very, very special. It's very, very. It can't be compared. Brajabhav cannot be compared to anything else. But at the same time, we should know for ourselves that we are definitely not in Brajabhav. So therefore, it's safe for us to follow the rules and regulations. And then, one day that day will definitely come when the Brajabhav will become very natural to us. And that day, Krishna will make sure that he will himself make sure that, we are doing the proper Brajabhav with him, So that's something.
Because if we, Shabri, when she was tasting with pure devotion, not for her sense gratification, 0% her sense gratification, 100% for Ram's sense gratification. Now for us, when we taste, yes, we may have the sentiment or the emotion that we are tasting it for offering to the Lord. But if even 1% that sense gratification comes, oh wow, this is so nice. After offering, I will eat, or something like that. Um, then it's like we are contaminating that love with our own sense gratification. So that is once we get purified, then we may be able to do it. But those great devotees, they set an example by not doing it themselves, because then people will say, oh, that great devotee is doing, so I can also do it. But rest Kalasudha explained.
I hope this answers your question.
Yeah, it's so true. You know, I remember my grandmother, she used to say, she never, even my mother, they never used to say Krishna. They used to say, Ja Lala ka bhog laga ke aaja. And they always used to mention Krishna ji. Till now also my mother, ki
Lala.
Lala ka bhog, like, you know, so they call him like, you know, Krishna in Mathura, Thakur ji ya Lala. Like, you know, they will never say, if suppose I will say now Krishna, then my mother said, why you are referring like that? You know, she was like, you know, we say all Radhe Radhe in the morning also. Instead of good morning, we never
Yeah.
say good morning, we say Radhe Radhe to everybody over there. So yeah, I think so, the mood, the bhav, the everything, and it is so true. Yeah, thank you so much, so
Thank
beautifully
you.
answered.
Thank you so
Radhe
much.
Radhe.
Radhe Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe.
Radhe.
Hari Bol.
So there is a question.
From Hari Prasad Prabhu.
Yes. What was the curse given to Vali for not being able to enter Rsyamuka mountain? Who cursed him? Vali was cursed by the spiritual master guru of Shabri, Matanga Rishi. Matanga Rishi had cursed him because Shabri was in the Matanga Rishi's ashram. Matanga Rishi's ashram is in Rsyamuka mountain, and Bali, he was very, very strong. And so one time a bull demon came, Dundubi. He came, he's saying, I come from the loka of the Nagas and I want to fight you and I want to make you defeat you. So Bali came and Bali started fighting Dundubi. It went on for a long, long time. And Bali had the boon that whoever he fights, he will be able to take half of their strength in himself. So if you challenge to him, then as soon as he starts fighting, your half strength will go inside him. He'll get 1.5, you will become half. So,
so that's why he was undefeatable practically.
Right. So he was. So he then, after some days of fighting, he defeated Dundubi, this bull who came, and he cracked his neck, and then he hurled his body, dead body, and threw it on the Rsyamuka mountain, where Matanga Muni, Matanga Rishi was performing sacrifice. And that great bull demon's body came right in front of Matanga Rishi with its mouth wide open and with blood coming out and all of that. That was impure. That made his yajna, affected his yajna. And so he understood from his vision that it is Vali who has done it. So he told Vali, you will, if you enter this Rsyamuka mountain anywhere in this range, you will die. And so that's what happened. That's how he was getting the curse.
So that's the, thank you, Prabhu, for that beautiful pastime. There's another question by Swarup Krishna Prabhu. How could Chaya Sita recognize the divine ring of Lord Ramachandra, which was brought by Hanuman? Well, Chaya Sita, she knows everything about Mother Sita. Although they're different personalities, but she knew everything about
She's an expansion
of Sita Devi. So she knew everything about Lord Ramachandra. So you know what he eats, how he is. Otherwise, why would Chaya Sita be so sad in separation from Lord Ramachandra? She was also suffering separation from her Lord. So that's how it is explained that she knew everything.
And she became Padmavati
in her next life.
Tirupati Balaji.
because Shaya Sita said to Lord Ram that, okay, you are, I'm your wife also, but then you're not even touching me, nor you are, acknowledging me as your wife. So then Lord Ramachandra said that, well, this life I have vowed that Sita is going to be my only wife. But next life, in Kali Yuga, I will accept you. So then she came down as Padmavati Devi, and, Srinivas Govinda accepted, Padmavati Devi as his glorious wife. That's Chaya Sita. So hope that answers your question. Next we have, I think, Vrinda Gopika Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Koti Koti Dandat Pranam. Today you take us in Dandakaranya, Pancavati, Pampa, Sarovara. Mataji, we are not qualified to enter any dham, but by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, we get the strong association of Vaishnava. And that Surpankha is our mind, Mataji, going here and there in the chanting time. So that when we follow the instruction of our Guru Maharaj, strictly follow the 4 regulation principle, then all material desire will cut down, Mataji. And we understand that this material body is a amanat of our Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada and Six Goswami. We have to serve like our Six Goswami are not staying even 2 days in a one tree. They are so rich, so rich. So this Suryapankha story, at least I am very small ant leg Vaishnavi. I understand that and we have to go to back to God at this life only. So we sincerely take it Krishna conscious, our japa attentively and Krishna Katha, hearing Krishna Katha. So this Surpankha story teaches us that we have to determine ourselves that this life only I have to go back to Godhead. All, me too desired my 2 daughters born and their study and their marriage and their kids. It's going on. It's like material desires not stop, Mataji. But when we get the association of senior Vaishnava and following the instruction of Guru Maharaj and by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Six Goswami and our Guru Parampara, Mataji, we become more and more sincere. By that mercy only we become more and more sincere in bhakti. And we get the strong association of senior Vaishnava like you. Mataji, thank you very much. And that Sabri Maya teaches teaches very nice lesson about the Utsaha, Dhairya and Nischay, Mataji. Determination, patience and enthusiasm. Sometime in a Krishna conscious, Mataji, when we are so young, when I am 24 years, I want to do this seva, this seva, this seva. But when the age is going on, then this material body is not supporting. And we just remember Srila Prabhupada, how enthusiastically at the age of 70, he is serving Srila Prabhupada. Pray for us. Pray for us that we will follow the instruction of Guru Maharaj and we will do seva so enthusiastically, patiently, and very utsadharya and very determined ourselves and offer this material body to Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, lotus feet of Gopinath, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev service. We will do so sincerely. Whatever ant leg small service we will do, Mataji. Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam to your sincere seva. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Shri Radha Gopinath ki jai. Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. So we have 2 announcements. Tomorrow is our final day of the South India Yatra. We request all of you to please share your realizations of this Yatra tomorrow. We will have a very short Yatra tomorrow, and then we will open up for realization sharing. So please do share your realizations. And from day after tomorrow, the most auspicious month of Kartik is starting. So we will be starting our Brajamandal Parikrama. Those of us who are part of the Bhakti Mellows WhatsApp groups, there's 5 groups now. Bhakti Mellows 1, Bhakti Mellows 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you are part of one of them, you will get the updates as every group is getting. So you don't have to be part of all the 5 groups or more than one group. You can choose to be part of any of these 5 groups. And we have also sent out today, we will be sending out very soon, the calendar for reserving your home programs. So please, we beg you to reserve your slot for a virtual home program. So, you give us an opportunity to come and serve you, and we can tell a very sweet, nice pastime of Lord Damodar, and, share with all of you some sweet nectarian pastimes and sing some bhajan and offer lamps together in this most auspicious month of Kartik. And also many devotees have requested us to share what are some of the vratas that can be done. So we will, in our session tomorrow, we will be sharing some of the vratas, some of the rules and regulations. We will discuss all that as well. So please join us tomorrow and start reserving your slot in the virtual calendar that we are sending out in the WhatsApp groups. Please do sign up for these home programs. They're absolutely free, so please do sign up. Hare Krishna.
Hare Vancha kalpatarupascha.
Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare.
Thank you all so much.